The story of the kindly passer-by. There was this chap. He had funny hair, like you see on judges when they're banging their desks with a wooden hammer. And he was having a chat with Jesus. He must have been missing school or something, because he called Jesus Mr. Teacher, and he was asking him all sorts of things. Well, this judge chap pulls his glasses, looks over them at Jesus down his nose, and asks about how he could live forever. That one threw me. What does that mean? Maybe he wanted to become an elf or something. Anyway, Jesus, as quick as you like, asks a question straight back. He asks this judge what he'd learned about it himself on Google. And after a bit more chat about how the best thing we can do is to love the people we meet lots and lots and lots, Jesus starts up one of his world famous stories. So I grabbed a bucket of popcorn, got myself comfy, and I settled down with my friends. There was this travelling nutritionist called Norbert, and he was touring the local villages with his latest best-selling book on how to be happy not eating pizza. Well, he'd asked for directions and he got it a bit wrong, and he ended up in a bit of a dodgy part of town where people weren't all that fond of vegetables. They didn't even like the VeggieTales. Anyway, this bunch of people come walking along, steal his lunch money, make fun of him, trip him over, and then run off. How very rude. But, Jesus said, a local vicar came round the corner. See the man on the floor? And we think, well, it's all going to be good now. A vicar's going to help. Of course he would. But, says Jesus, the vicar pulls his baseball cap over his face and ran as fast as he could away from Norbert. This story's getting good. Next along comes another vicar, but this one's got an L plate on his chest. Jesus tells us that this trainee vicar takes his L plate, pops it in his rucksack, turns around and legs it faster than Usain Bolt. I've got popcorn in my hand, but I'm sitting there quiet as a mouse. I want to know what happens next. Jesus tells us that this third chap comes along. This one, he's got a t-shirt with "World's Greatest Pizza Eater." Apparently he's won awards and everything for eating pizzas. And his hat says he's won first prize making pizzas in Italy, like that's even a real place. His name is Peter, and he doesn't like peas, carrots, or even broccoli. The pizza-eating man takes one look at the nutritionist on the floor, who's clutching his only and now rather ripped and torn copy of his latest book, How to Be Happy Never Eating Pizzas. Peter is wondering how he's ever going to explain this to his pizza-loving friends. But his parents had raised him to help others, even those who don't like pizza. Peter, the pizza man, went to Norbert the nutritionist and put on one of his special "I love pizza" plasters on his knee. Norbert looked grateful. Maybe he wasn't so bad after all, and maybe Peter could make him one of his world-famous perfect pita pizzas later. Our pizza-making genius put the nutritionist on his bike, pushes him along to the nearest B&B. With all the problems with COVID-19, there's plenty of room at this bed and breakfast, called "We Love Our Greens." There was even a sign that read, "We don't serve pizza." Scratching his head, Peter knocked on the door. He explained what had happened. The owner of the B&B was very happy to take Peter's money to pay for a night for Norbert while his knee got better. Peter and Norbert became friends on Facebook and Instagram to stay on touch. And the next morning, Norbert was feeling a lot better and took off his "I love pizza" plaster and sent a message to Peter, who was busy making up his latest pizza design. For some reason, Jesus told us, Peter just couldn't make it taste right. Norbert saw the pizza on Instagram. His tummy started to rumble. It looked very good, even if he didn't have any vegetables on it. He looked at his pile of books on how to be happy, never eating pizza, took a bite out of his emergency ration of broccoli, and sent Peter an idea. At first, Peter was horrified, but decided, well, he should give it a go. It wasn't long before Peter and Norbert opened up a restaurant together where they served fresh-made pizzas with broccoli on them, and they were very happy. Their wives and their children loved the pizzas too, and they all became best of friends. By now, Jesus has finished telling his story, and you'll never guess what he says next, so I'll tell you. Jesus said we needed to be more like Peter and Norbert, but I really didn't fancy eating or selling pizza with broccoli on them. That just doesn't seem right. Well, Jesus seemed to read my mind somehow and told me that I didn't have to like broccoli or pizza to be kind to other people, and that I even needed to be kind to people who liked peas and spinach, to love them, even when they liked food that I didn't. Well, I suppose that pizza combination with the broccoli does sound rather interesting. Maybe the cheese will hide the taste.